Wait, Sprinus. The 100 of... Wait, Sprinus. 100 of coins versus 20 difficulty. I got the... Oh, I got the world. Oh. So yeah, I nailed it. Howdy friend, I'm CowboyHatMatt, and it is great to see you today. Welcome back to another adventure in Sovereign Syndicate, where Atticus is being faced with a life or death decision, but the game, because I'm feeling too good, won't allow me to take the death decision, so I'm gonna take the life decision, which I was gonna do anyway, but it's just interesting that the option is there. So, we're about to find out some things about Atticus's past. Let's take a look. You take the stranger's offer, eager to lose touch with harsh reality, and for a chance to recall everything that could lead to your mother's whereabouts. Shortly after drifting away from consciousness, you find yourself being enveloped by a miasma of repressed memories. The stranger's recent inquiries reminding you of growing up in the Sacred Heart Orphanage. Auntie Emma's warm embrace suddenly morphs into chilly restraints as remembrances of dooryard scuffles with bellicose orphans resurface. It's as if life's refusing to allow you to seek refuge from tangible hardships, no matter how potent your drug of choice for escapism is. This place, it's surely a dream, but it's all too familiar. You must find out what the stranger is seeking in your memories, says the crone. Okay. Don't know if we should trust her or not, but okay, and holding tab, there's nothing here. Major Arcana, real quick, we unlocked the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune! That's all I can hear in my head every time I say it. Okay, real quick. Mass Stranger. Thought I had left my former self behind. There's no dodging whatever plans the fates have for me. The old crone. She nags at me, bridging some intangible psychic distance. Missing orphans, courtesan killer. Okay, back. Inventory, can't even access it. Alright, moving on. Atticus, let's walk. Oh, it very much is like, oh, so stylistic. I love this. Sister Heloise. Statue. Statue can't talk back, so we'll do that first. The open arms of the angel were purely symbolic. I never had a home in this dreadful place. I had to grow a thick skin in my younger years, even if it made me more socially impenetrable. Okay. Sister? I wasn't expecting a sound effect. The courtyard is nothing but hard packed sand and scruffy grass. Heloise watches over the children at play. By this time, you were big enough to give as good as you got, and the ones who wouldn't fight you insulted you with abandon. Yeah. As the others adapted, I became more isolated. I often thought of running away. Atticus, you'll be 12 years old in a week's time. There's something I need to tell you. What's the difference? I'm getting out of here as soon as I can. Now, Atticus. Let's hear what she has to say. It's about your mother. I should have told you sooner, but I didn't know how. I'm sorry, Atticus. I wish I'd been more brave. At least you're telling me now before I quit this place. The day you arrived, there was a ring wrapped up in your blankets. You're old enough to have it now. And your mother left this, too. Heloise hands me an old piece of parchment, a note from my mother. Can you make out what it says? Self-discipline. Yeah, let's try it. Let's try a little bit of that. I got a lot of animal instinct in last time. That made sense. Okay. No. There's no message. I can't produce the memory. Self-discipline has increased to level 13. Ooh. Must have filled that bar. The truth will come in time. I'm sorry I kept this from you for so long. Did she ever come back for me? She came back half a year later and insisted you were her child. She mentioned the note and knew the date we found you on the steps. But why didn't I go with her? Hush. Heloise is coming to that. As your mother signed in at the registry, a horse and buggy drew up outside, and there was a terrible shout as someone bowled over the sister at the door. When this fellow burst in, your mother went stiff as a corpse. Could it have been my father? I don't know who he was, but he struck a panic in my heart. There was malice in his every step. A twitching, insidious man. He took your mother and she never returned. I forgot about this day for good reason. Perhaps you were too young to hear the tale. Hearing this from Heloise heartened me at the time, but it still didn't change the fact that I couldn't stand the Sacred Heart. After I fled the orphanage, I did search for my mother until I decided there was nothing I could do. Perhaps not then, but this is now. Ooh, a revenge story. Okay, there's nothing else. I just walk out. Oh, there's more. There's more. Oh, there's more. Hello, sister. Again. Let's look at the chalkboard first. The bits of colored chalk were the most sought after. It's too bad they were so often wasted on crude drawings. Kids will be kids. Is this like a seance? What's going on here? Sister, what's going on? I see you've recovered from your latest round of fisticuffs. Anything to say for yourself? Pride or some introspection. We did just level this up. He's not dense. Let's go ahead and do this. Sometimes it's like I go blind for a few minutes, and when I wake up I'm crying and cut up and everyone's staring at me and laughing. You poor child. You've suffered long enough. It's time you learned of what your bloodline is capable of. Must be another ploy to get me to stay, but I'll be 13 in a few months, and then I'm running off for good. Being singled out as a minotaur, always having insults thrown at you, it's terrible. The bright spot is that you have the gift of magic, and you can develop your talents if you study the tarot. She fans out the colorful cards. They seem to buzz with an eerie electricity. Look closely at this card. The Magician, a symbol of new beginnings, one arm to the heavens and the other toward the earth. He is a conduit between the spiritual and material realms. The Magician transmutes potential energy from its ethereal state into perceptible forms. Oh, am I not? No, well, I am a charlatan already. I thought I already understood this. Are they saying Atticus forgot this happened and forgot how to do magic? These cards are a load of rubbish. Can't say I buy it, but I'm listening. That's the spirit. Minotaurs are magical creatures, and like this magician, you are a conduit. I committed the spell to memory long ago. I'll share it with you, but only with your promise of wholehearted trust. Okay, Heloise, I know you wouldn't lead me astray. I trust you. See, they're pitching her as a trustworthy character, partly because she's a nun and she's empathetic towards Atticus, but is she? And I trust you, Atticus, because if my superiors should learn of this, I never wear the habit again. Now this is a cantrip. You must speak it over and over until it is written across your mind in bold letters. Cantrip being a minor magical spell. Okay. Her voice drops into a strange low whisper. Sight from the fire, hearing from the ether, smell from the air, and taste from the water, touch down to the earth in another form. Aristotle defined 5 senses: sight, smell, touch, taste, and hearing, corresponding to the elements of fire, air, water, earth, and aether. I think I understand, except for that bit about aether. Aether is the energy propelling each heartbeat, the same material in the soul, and the consciousness of all blooded creatures. Those with proper training can channel aether into the earthly sphere. Therein lies the power of the cantrip, the ability to transmute energy into matter. Aether is tied to hearing, so first you must learn to listen. You must hear the winds and the wiles of the heavens. I see the night is getting on. What about the rest? Try to remember. Oh, I need a 10. That's pretty... Oh, look at the chance to succeed on that. Ugh. boy, that was great. Welcome, King of Wands. Oh, we got the High Priestess. This this character has gained the Illusionist trait and will now be able to select dialogue options that require this trait. Okay, right. So those definitions are getting pretty straightforward here. Oh, guardian of secrets, of magic and the unknown. Okay. Nice. I held my hands over the tarot cards, and we sat quietly until I heard a voice like an oral mirror, as if the words were backwards. Then I felt my lips moving, and when I opened my eyes, we were breathing the words of the cantrip in unison. The memory cuts to the quick, but at least it's still intact. Well done. Moving right along. Is it time to wake up? I dare say I'm ready for this to be over. Nope, I guess not, Atticus. We have more to do, but let's take a look at that tarot real quick, because I hate the little notifications down there just waiting on me. Oh, neat. It also, Atticus's symbol is at the top of all of these, but remember they said that tarot are unlocked by different characters. Interesting. Okay, let's moving along. Teddy bear. Atticus has a teddy bear? A teddy bear with a missing eye and matted mohair fur. Mohair is fabric made from the hair of the Angora goat, typically mixed with wool. Okay. It suffered the pitfalls of a rough life in the orphanage, just like the rest of us. Footlocker? This was my bed, right next to Snyder, and here in the footlocker, I kept a few trinkets. Worthless, the lot of them. Peonies. These purple darlings brighten up the dreary place, picked fresh from the schoolyard by Leo. Alright, Snyder. When midnight strikes, I'll be 13 years of age. Father Franco keeps the orphanage funds in the private office. That's my ticket out of here. Ah, sneak past Snyder. One required to succeed. Is there a way to fail this? Oh my goodness, I got a natural 20? Is that what happened? Wait, Sprinus. The 100 of... Wait, Sprinus. 100 of coins versus 20 difficulty. I got the... Oh, I got the world. Oh. So yeah, I nailed it. That must be like a critical success. Bully. Now let's get to the lockbox and Scarper. Scarper, to move quickly and undetected, often to run away. Alright, bye Snyder. See you later. Lockbox. Now I'm gonna have to lockpick, I'm sure. There's enough here to get me started on my own. Paydirt, I'll put 100 leagues between me and the Sacred Heart. What was that? Sounded like it came from the hallway. The house is roused. I better make my exit. 20-foot drop from the second story, but I'd rather a twisted ankle than a date with the willow switch. My only way out is through that window. They're the same. They're the same. Sprinus it is. 20-foot drop from the second story, but I'd rather a twisted ankle than a date with the willow switch. Yeah, used for physical punishment. Oh, boy, here we go. There's a voice in the corridor, then a pale shape that emerges from the shadows. Heloise. Stealing this money, it hurt the Sacred Heart. We fell behind. We skipped over holidays and knitted clothes for the children. Oh, this is the consequences of his decision. Of his actions. This memory has been twisted by the guilt you felt from it, taking a new shape to prevent this sort of behavior again. Oh, so is this not the truth? Who cares? It was ages ago, and I'll behave however I well please. I'm sorry, Heloise, but I had no other choice. There's always a choice, my child. And there's still a way to make it right. Are we talking about finding who's, like, killing the children or carrying them off from the orphanage? Or are we, like, gonna, like, show up and help out in a different way? Both would be good, probably. Normally, I'd say that drifting into deep sleep would be a merciful release from reliving such memories. Yet something compels me to push on, to be put through the ringer. Yeah, it's like self-imposed punishment. To face that greatest of foes, myself. Oscar Wilde. When I was young, I thought that money was the most important thing in life. Now that I am old, I know that it is. Jeez. Oh, new character. Clara Reed. Clara Reed. Chapter 2. Lord Silas's Airship. Navigate London as the sharp and savvy courtesan Clara Reed before new crimes and the markings of her past catch up to her and tear her life apart. Okay. Oh, we get to pick an archetype for her? All right. Can't remember what we picked for Atticus. Already that memory is gone. So we could do the intellect, bookish and whip smart since childhood. She took comfort in spending long hours in pursuit of knowledge. A shield against the pressures of the world and a sword against those who sought to control her. Polymath. Your knowledge spans a wide range of subjects, making your critical thinking unmatched. Polymath usually means it's typically a word to describe someone who's just naturally talented at everything. I think, if I recall correctly. Tact. A social chameleon by necessity, Clara learned to say exactly what others needed to hear. The right words can topple kings or at least keep you unperceived for another night. The moon. Strength, determined, grace, quick on her feet, quick with her hands, and quick with the laugh. These are the tools that both disarm with kind of left Clara with pep and verve to want to keep moving forward. Intuition. She learned to hone her sharp intuition from a young age. One can rarely hope to survive or thrive in tenuous situations if they haven't learned to listen to their gut. To the Emperor. Stubborn. Where do we think? I don't know if it's intellect. But intellect has polymath, which would be good if she gets like a leg up and a boost in a lot of stuff. Tact, intuition, grace. I wish I could remember what I chose for Atticus so I can kind of offset them and they're not all the same. But I'm prone to thinking I picked intellect for him. So, let's do grace for her, I think. Intuition might also be good. Chameleon. What is the chameleon? You can blend in with many social circles and find it easy to pretend to be what you're not. Determined is... Oh, careful. Determined is you spring into unremitting action as soon as the die is cast. That might be rough. Stubborn. You never seem to stop, even if your aching mind and body implore you to do so. So the starting attributes get buffed, but only whenever you choose one, it's only 3 of the starting attributes get buffed. Okay. So she wouldn't get intellect with this one. Okay. Let's go with Grace. Even though her name's Clara. Here we go. Revolutionary feats of engineering and shameless displays of wealth, a common sight in London, yet rarely does one come across that which combines technological prowess and financial abundance. Enter Silas's airship, its gilded frame and sheer size literally and figuratively casting a deep shadow over the city's slums and wealthy districts. Shafts of sunlight filter through the windows that wrap around each of the airship's rooms, bathing them and their occupants in a warm glow. Pipes and polished wooden floors rumble to the spinning of the airship's propellers. You feel like you're standing within a slice of the future. Intuition speaking here. Morning already. Can't stay here forever. I still have much to do before I leave London. Good thing Silas already delivered my payment. Is that the voice I want to give her? We might try some things out here. I still have much to do before I leave London. Good thing Silas already delivered my payment. He was up before me. I wonder if he's still aboard the airship. Okay, Grace is what we took. Spryness, right. Spryness was Atticus. Grace is Clara. Okay. Alright. Take in the atmosphere. Only needed 2 to succeed. And we got it. Great. A gentle hiss of steam and the churning of metal gears. Silas is in the office, tinkering with some task or another. My head still aches from all that whiskey he was pouring me last night. Last night was no bed of roses, but it wasn't all bad, at least once I've quit London. Alright. Last night was no bed of roses, but it wasn't all bad. At least once I've quit London, I won't have to entertain Silas anymore. Oh, and hope for that. Nice. Is that you, sweet thing? Up at last, are we? Oh, he looks different. Is he a Cyclops? Get out of here. Is Silas a Cyclops? Better get going. Too busy to lay abed. Oh, boy. All right. Okay. I do think that these sessions together should be a little longer, but this is a great place to stop because we've got a new character going, right? And we could get into another scene, but it will run long, I'm sure, and we're just going to get more and more, like, it's going to be harder and harder to stop once we get going. So this is a great place to stop. We just finished the first chapter with Atticus, and we're moving on to chapter 2 with a new character with Clara. So, that's great. I'm so excited. I'm loving this story. Thanks so much for hanging with me. Take care of yourself. And until next time, happy trails, my friend.